You are more connected to other humans than any person in history. Billions of people, constant communication, infinite connection at your fingertips. And yet, something is deeply wrong. Right now, more people report feeling completely alone than at any other point in recorded history. That is not a coincidence. That is a psychological mechanism, and has been operating inside humans for millions of years. The question is not why people feel lonely. The question is why connection keeps failing even when it is everywhere. What I found when I started pulling this thread apart changes everything you think you know about loneliness. Go back millions of years. The human species survived one way and one way only: collaboration. The tribe was not optional. The tribe was survival itself. Being removed from the group did not mean discomfort. It meant certain death. Predators, starvation, exposure. So evolution did what it always does. It built a warning system. The brain developed what scientists now call social pain, a genuine biological alarm designed to punish isolation before it became fatal. Loneliness is not an emotion. It functions exactly like hunger. It is a bodily signal demanding that you act. Your brain cannot tell the difference between being hungry and being isolated. Both feel like an emergency. Both demand immediate action. And here is where it gets dangerous. Because today, the tribe is everywhere, but the brain still cannot find it. The alarm keeps firing. The hunger keeps growing. But no amount of scrolling, messaging, or following feeds it. But that is only the beginning of what loneliness actually does to a person. When loneliness becomes chronic, the brain does something extraordinary. It shifts into a state that researchers call hypervigilance. The lonely brain becomes hypersensitive to social signals. It is scanning for threats constantly. Every interaction is analyzed for danger. But here is the cruel twist. The brain gets better at detecting social signals, and dramatically worse at reading them correctly. A neutral face becomes threatening. A distracted colleague becomes someone who hates you. An unanswered message becomes proof you are unwanted. The brain that needs connection most is the same brain that becomes least capable of finding it. This is the mechanism that no one tells you about. The cycle does not just make you feel lonely. It actively rebuilds your perception of reality. And once the perception shifts, behavior follows, which is when things get truly dangerous. The lonely person begins acting cold, withdrawn, defensive, preemptively protecting themselves from rejection they have already decided is coming. People who needed connection most were consistently the ones whose behavior pushed potential connections away the fastest. Every assumption of hostility becomes a brick. Every withdrawn interaction adds to the wall, until the person is completely sealed inside. And from inside that wall, the world looks exactly like what they feared. Hostile, indifferent, unwelcoming. Scientists call this the self-fulfilling prophecy of loneliness. The belief creates the reality. The reality confirms the belief. In 2015, a landmark study by researchers at Brigham Young University analyzed data from over 3 million people across 70 different studies. The conclusion was unambiguous. Chronic loneliness is twice as deadly as obesity and as damaging to your lifespan as smoking 15 cigarettes every single day. If loneliness were a substance, it would carry a health warning, not because it makes you sad, but because it physically degrades the body. Chronic loneliness elevates cortisol, the stress hormone, permanently. It suppresses immune function. It accelerates cellular aging. But something in the data went beyond the physical damage, something behavioral. People experiencing chronic loneliness did not just feel worse. They began acting worse, more selfish, more suspicious, more aggressive in protecting their own interests. Not because they are bad people, but because the brain under social threat begins operating in pure survival mode. Self-preservation overrides empathy. And this is the part that nobody warns you about, because this behavioral shift makes you appear exactly like the kind of person others do not want to be around. The intention and the perception become completely disconnected, and the gap between them is where the cycle locks in permanently. But here is what changed my entire understanding of this problem. There's a way out of this cycle. but it requires doing the one thing that feels most impossible when you are inside it. You have to recognize that your brain is lying to you about what other people's behavior means. The lonely brain is a distortion machine. Every signal it receives gets processed through a threat filter that was never designed for modern social life. When subjects were prompted to assume positive intent, even artificially, their behavior changed within hours. A single genuine interaction, when approached without the threat filter, begins to chemically interrupt the cycle. It does not require a grand social transformation. It requires one deliberate act of choosing to interpret ambiguity positively instead of negatively. This is not optimism. This is not positive thinking. This is a tactical intervention in a biological process that is actively working against you, because the brain does not update its threat model based on intention. It updates based on evidence. And you have to manufacture that evidence deliberately. The final key, the one the research consistently points to, is voluntary vulnerability, the willingness to risk connection before you feel safe enough to. That is the crack in the cycle, that single moment of choosing openness over protection. Here is what the science is actually telling us. Loneliness is not a character flaw. It is not weakness. It is not something you fix by simply being more social. The brain changed first. The behavior followed. And most people never realize the behavior they think is protecting them is the very thing manufacturing the isolation. We're surrounded by people experiencing the exact same mechanism, the same threat filter, the same misread signals, the same self-protective coldness. The most isolated feeling in the world is shared by more people than you will ever meet. And the only thing that has ever broken this cycle across every study, every population, every culture, is one person choosing to go first, not waiting until it feels safe, not waiting until someone else reaches out, going first, before you are ready, because the cycle never gives you a ready moment. Millions of years of evolution built this mechanism to keep you alive, but you are living in a world it was never designed for. The mechanism is real, the cycle is real, but so is the exit. And now you know exactly where to find it. If this investigation changed how you see something, subscribe. A new case goes live every Tuesday. And the next one is one you will not want to miss.